Okay, now let's take a look at how to open a new company in QuickBooks Enterprise. So we open QuickBooks Enterprise from the Windows menu, and it should show you Windows something like this. So it will first ask you this question: what does creating company file require? Right? So you have this setup option, right? You are creating it for yourself or for someone else, right? So if you're creating it for someone else, then you will have to mention this and start the setup. If it's all your account, you will have to select this option. There are also other options like opening existing company file, convert quicken data or other accounting software data, and advanced setup. Okay, so what I will do is I will just ignore this for now and move to enterprise solution option. Right now it will have one window here that says create a new company. Click on that and it will also open the same setup, so you can choose from that or you can choose from here. So let's say you will have to choose advanced setup. Right, this is much better option as it will give you more control. Right, so let's say here you have company name, and let's say if I choose company name, then let's add it here. Then you can add the address, my city and state. Let's say I'm from Yamin, so WY, then I will have to add zip and so. Right, so the default company name should be there, also the legal name. Right, and then click next. Now here you will have to choose the type of industry that you have. Based on that, the setup would give you different options. Right, so here I'm into consulting, so I'll be selecting professional consulting. Right, if you have any other software business, you can choose information technology, or you can pick, let's say, service based or product based business. So considering I'm into professional consulting, I will select this. Now let's click next. Now here, how is your company organized? Here you can choose sole proprietorship, partnership LLP, or LLC. All of these options would open up the type of form that you need. So single member LLC, form 1040, right? You will be doing this step with your local state. In my case, that would be Yamin. Or if you are in, say, Nevada or Texas, then those things would change, and the data that you will have to add up will also change. Now, if none of this applies to you, if your company is located offshore, choose others or none. Right, and if you are doing business as DBA, then you can also choose sole proprietorship. Or if you are still confused, take some help from someone or simply choose others or none. There is also option which business entity should I choose. You will be taken to that part. Right, so I'll click next after selecting LLC. So my fiscal year is typically same as your income tax year. My year usually starts in, say, April. Right, so April 2023, right, is the year where new financial year begins for me. Right, so click next. Here I will have to set a password. Right, so I will type that in. Okay, next thing, I will click next. The previous step was optional, but you can enter it if you want to keep things private. Next thing, you will have to create your company file, right? So click next and see if I want to save this, right? So let's see, save here. So for that, let's create a folder, name it sample, save your current company file there, and it should create the company file and it will show you the respective message. Okay, now here see, you will have to customize QuickBooks according to your company requirement, right? So you can stop the setup here and go on adding your data, or you can continue with the visit. Click next. So what do you sell? So if you sell both products and service within your company, you can choose that. So even consultants sell some products and some sell service, so that would be part of. Next, do you charge sales tax? So we say yes. Now, do you want to create estimates in QuickBooks? We should create quotes bid, right? So we'll be saying yes. Now if you want to track customer orders, then it would make things easier. But if you don't want to track sales orders, then you can simply say no. Click next. Now if you want to use billing statement, you can enable this option. Then there is also progress invoicing. So it's basically if your customer uses this option, then that would be a good addition. But if not, simply say no, right? Then there is also managing bills you owe, right? You can have that as yes. Then if you want to track inventory, right? So usually if you are a consultant, you don't have much inventory, but if your business requires that, you can say yes. Now next, tracking time. So usually consultants have tracking time, and some of the time they don't have tracking time for their workers, right? So for client we do have it, for workers we don't, right? So we can say no, right? Then do you have employees? If you have, you will have to do that 1099 contract, also W2 form for employees. If you are just starting with company, say no because you don't have anyone. Click next. Use accounts in QuickBooks, right? So we'll be setting up chart of accounts, and here the date you select will be start date in QuickBooks. So let's say beginning of this fiscal year, or use today's date or the first day of quarter of the month, right? So we'll be using current date, right? And we'll be tracking the current financial year, right? So click yes. Now we will have to review all the changes. So commission income, consulting income, all the type of incomes and expenses are listed here, right? Then we'll have to click next. Now we have our setup done. We can click on go to setup and it will open up the fresh window now. That will show us all the available option for us. Right, it will be asking you to do the setup for sending your data externally to the QuickBooks company. We can ignore that. As you can see, it will be telling you what to add, what not to add. Now let's come back here, and here we see add the people you do business with, then add the products and services you sell, and add your bank accounts, right? These three changes we'll be adding. Currently we don't have any. We can simply click start. start working. Now here you will also get sign in letter option. Go with that because it will be taking a lot of time depending on. So as you can see, it is trying to connect to internet, and we can cancel this option. Right now let's come back here, and you have your home page where you can add invoices, receive payments, create sales page, sales receipts, refunds, credit statements, statement charges. Right, so this is something you will be maintaining for your business. Right, so this is your typical setup for consulting business.